Hey y'all, it's your girl Busy, aka Miss BKLA, and I am coming to you guys today with another episode of the B-Sides. And today we're gonna talk about some things that's going on out here in these hip hop streets. It's been a lot going on, and I love me some hip hop, so I'm definitely gotta touch on some subjects, and I hope that y'all just follow along with me. If you haven't watched any of my other videos, you can check me out. I am all over the place, so you're gonna have movie reviews, TV show reviews, I got pajama therapists. I got a lot going on. But if you follow along with the journey, you'll realize that I'm all over the place, but it makes sense. Okay, so follow along. Again, if you haven't heard of me, I'm not gonna go into no whole huge brief, or excuse me, no whole huge intro. Just check me out. I'll leave some information below because most people ain't gonna do nothing but like listen and go through the comments and read this anyway. So I'd rather you do that so that way I know that you're listening. So anyways, guys, so welcome to another episode or another video. And my first topic I feel like is really major to me because like I've been following Joe Budden since like forever. And I always was one of the type that was like, this dude got mad talent, but he gets in the way of him. Okay. And I know that all too well. So with that being said, Joe Budden, of course, has his podcast, the Joe Budden podcast, which used to be formerly known as like the podcast with no name or whatnot. He has his two co-hosts, who is just Rory and Mal, which most people who follow hip hop already know because Joe is the one who's, to me, I feel like his podcast like started the trend of like, the rappers starting podcasts and talking about it. And you can shoot me, say whatever you want to, but I feel like he's the one that actually made it like popular. Like other people had it, but he made it popular to actually and lucrative to be able to have a podcast talking and discussing hip hop culture from a rapper or whatever perspective. So I big up Joe for that. But anyway, so a lot of the reason why I like the Joe Budden podcast is because the three dudes, Joe, Rory, and Maul, their interaction or their brotherhood or whatever is super dope and it's super organic, and that's what makes a show. Talking about hip hop all day means nothing. We all got a homie, a friend, somebody that we can discuss this shit with, the gospel, whatever. But it's the rhetoric that them guys have that makes the show. And if you notice, if you follow along the show, them two guys have been missing. And it's crazy because it's like, yo, we just thought they was on vacation. What you mean? Like, now you like, okay, y'all, y'all can come back home now. Like, ugh. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of weird. So Joe had to basically like touch in on the subject and it kind of explain like what's going on and the reason why the guys have been gone and not there and don't really know when they're coming back, if they're coming back. I hope they come back. But we don't really know what's going on. Now, there's been some talk out here in the streets that, of course, that there's been an array of things. Some people say it's money. Some people say it's just, people with a big head, or it's just the man trying to bring them down. It's a lot that's going on, but main thing that I keep hearing is that academics got something to do with it. Now, this cornball, like, he's a mad cornball and somehow he's still relevant out here. Like, it's crazy. um Dude is like, I don't know how to say it, but dude just always just in some shit and always just doing some shit, and then he's just like, but I don't know, like, I don't know, I don't see it for him, because to me he's just like an instigator. He's a shit started instigator, and then he's mad corny with it, so it just makes it even weirder. um but anyway, so long story short, academics lately have been going like in on Rory and Maul, and just like just going in for like no reason, and nobody really kind of understood why. So supposedly, or so basically, academics, or supposedly someone put the story is that academics somehow entangled with, or academics and Rory's side chick somehow got the pillow talking, and while they're pillow talking, she goes in to be like, oh, Rory feel this way, he feel like this, he ain't getting paid, or they not getting paid enough, like whatever it is, they pillow talk to where it gave academics enough chutzpah to go out there and do whatever it is that he do, which is troll and try to bust shit out, right? So of course it's gonna create some tension, because even though Joe Budden and academics had their whole huge heated exchange, they still talk on the low. It's just, nigga, I don't agree with nothing you stand for. I don't fuck with what you do, but we both in the same industry, so it is what it is for the culture, for the lack of whatever. But you over there, I'm over here. But you ain't my friend. Like, it's weird. I get it, but it's weird. So needless to say, they still talk. So Rory's like, got, full all on like, beef status, and they're going back and forth. And in the episode, basically, Joe kind of goes into like, you listen, if you really trying to fight me, won't you just like take a couple of days or a couple like episodes or whatever, like get your head together, come back like a brand new man. And Maul is like, hold up, like, you don't make that call, like you don't make that type of G call, you don't. So who am I? Like, I'm here. Like, you don't listen. Whatever y'all got going on is personal. But if dude can still podcast and do his thing, you don't. You know what I'm saying? And let him do his thing. And whatever y'all got going on, we can, get that flipped that on the flip side. But you basically, you don't make no calls without me. This is Treyway. This is three-way. This ain't no like, you know what I'm saying? And for lack of better words, I think that they had to name the show because of the deal that they got with Spotify or something like that. But technically, like, this ain't your show. It ain't just your show. You're the face of the show. Because again, I ain't gonna be honest, I didn't know who the hell Rory and Maul was until the show. I didn't, but I knew who Joe Budden was. So, with that being said, you know what I'm saying? The chairs have been empty, okay? And we ain't heard nothing, we ain't seen nothing, and them chairs been empty. Now, they ain't been empty because they had, other people come in. But it ain't Rory and it ain't Maul. And it makes me sad because it's like the reason why I like the show is because of how you guys work together. And it's crazy, but then in the same token, it also makes me realize why I like to kind of work alone. And again, it sounds kind of selfish, and I don't want to seem like I would never work with a team or I would never want to work with a panel. I would love that, but it's just in the same token, I also understand my personality. Like, I'm very aggressive. I know that I like things a certain way. I know that I like to control things. And because I have these capabilities about me, I understand that when you're working with someone, you have to consider their ideas and how they feel. And even though I may be able to see things 10 light years ahead, if they can only see it 2 steps ahead, I have to figure out a way to compromise that. And I don't like compromising, or at least I may not want to compromise when it's my vision, it's my business, it's whatever I have going on. So I usually tend to want to do things a little differently or on my own. So again, I don't have to have that second opinion. AKA, I do all my crimes by myself, no co-defendant. Okay, and for that reason, and because of that, but in the same token, when you are working with people, you understand it ain't just my way. It's just like a double way or a trade way or a quadruple way or whatever, and everybody has to be all in the same gang and all in the same tune. Even if I may have to step back for the better good of the group, that's what you do when you're in a group setting. Now, the coup de grace to that is everybody knows Joe. Who don't know Joe? If you haven't followed him from his career to Love and Hip Hop to everything he do, the main thing everybody know, Joe is like a mad genius. But that's the fucking problem. He's a fucking genius. And because he's a genius, he thinks that everybody else thinks on the same genius type level that he does. And a lot of people don't. They don't. So when he's already ascended up here and people are down here, he's like, yo, bro, come on. Like, I didn't told you what it is. Let's go. And they like, yeah, dude, I see it. But I'd just rather go ahead and take this and go ahead and do this and do it this way. And he's like, well, fuck y'all, because y'all niggas are stupid. Like, y'all don't get it. I'm going to just leave y'all ass there because you ain't going to stop me. And it's cool if you operating by yourself. But it ain't cool when you got other people that you have to consider. Especially dealing with male egos. Let alone female egos, but male egos. Because everybody want to feel like they're the man. So knowing how Joe is, knowing how other people are, it's almost kind of sort of like an enter at your own risk thing. It's like knowing that you're going to work with Joe, you know that he's going to be controlling, you know that how he's going to see things, and you kind of know how he does business. So moving forward with him in the back of your mind, and I'm not saying just lay down, just let the dude do whatever he want to, but what I'm saying is that this is not surprising behavior from Joe. He's a control freak. He sometimes doesn't see the error in his ways or how he says things or how his vision might be completely right, but it might not be right for right now or right for the people who he wants on the journey. And in order for you to be able to ascend higher, you have to learn how to also teach people. You can't tell people. You got to learn how to teach people too, Joe. And maybe they might not be ready to be taught, and it's nothing wrong with that. You listen and they still are trying to get there. It's nothing wrong with that, but you just have to learn that if you're gonna have a group set, and again, that's only if this is the problem, because this might not even be the problem. It could be over some shoelaces, I don't know. But if this was the problem, you know what I'm saying, the thing with Joe is Joe has to learn how to compromise, and Joe doesn't know that because Joe's a narcissist and he's a Virgo, and he just does things his own way, and he's been able to do it his own way. And even though he falls down and he'll get humbled for a little bit, it's like he goes back into mad genius mode. And unless he actually can find somebody who's on his level to understand him, Joe gonna be by himself. Mad genius, hella rich, but by himself. And he's gonna write a lot of people off, and he's gonna have to do a lot of things a lot harder because nobody's going to work with him. So therefore, he will always be like building it up as opposed to being able just to get in and start from here. Talking to myself. Just change the name from Busy to Joe. Anyway, so woo, and then one thing you learn about me, everything is like a learning lesson or something for me. Whether it's whatever, taking out the trash, it's like I learned something from that too. So anyways, like I said, I just hope that these guys work it out, because again, you know, we need them. Now, if them is the problem, can we just stop talking to him? Can we cancel academics? We cancel everybody. Can we cancel him? At this point, I'm even willing to be like, I'll take Stacey Dash, y'all take academics. I'm almost willing to make that deal, because dude is just really like a shit starter instigator. And now, I'm not saying he ain't took it too far, but now you taking it too far. Like, no, we're not gonna break up the Joe Budden podcast, academics, because you're a bitch. So, okay, so then, and then the other thing was with that was, so supposedly, so Joe and academics talk, and while they were talking or whatever, I guess academics supposedly made like some comment, like you paid him real well, as if it's like insinuating like they're his workers and not his business partners. And so I don't know if that's just the coup de grace to it all, but it's just that when anytime is anything dealing with academics, it's just like, you know, it's gonna be some bullshit involved. But this time again, y'all breaking up the family. Like, you gonna have to fix this. Fix it. And then the other part too was so funny, because I was talking about ascension, and I had a whole deep ass conversation, which I really wish I could remember to put on this video, about Joe's mind, his ascension, and how he thinks and things of that nature, because I got like way deeper into it. And then he turned around and mentioned it like on his podcast, and I'm like, because I get it. I see you, so I get it. And the thing of it is basically it goes back to, or basically what Joe was saying is that sometimes when you're trying to cross and go higher, you can't take the people with you that you can't take people with you. But the thing is, Joe, is that what you have to take into consideration is, are you not taking these people with you because they're I don't want to say not worthy of the ascension, but because they're not on your time? Or is it because that you just feel like they're dead weight? Like, you can't do that. These are your bros. And again, I know you trying to get here, and I'm not saying that you can't get there, but you got to remember your guys too. And if again, happy wife, happy life. If they not happy, you not happy. Your fans are not gonna be happy. Like, we listen to you, we rock with you, Joe, but everybody else that's gonna come in are gonna, in a sense, be like yes men to you. You know what I'm saying? Where with Rory and Maul, you guys had a relationship. It was a rhetoric. They you can't rebuild that. So fix it. Yeah, so hopefully they'll work it out. And I get my podcast back. Lil Nas X, from day one, when he first came out with the name, I didn't like it, because I kind of felt like it was a play of saying like, I'm everything the complete polar opposite of Nas. And again, being from LA, being from gang culture, it's like whenever you're named after somebody, you're basically coming in behind, their legacy, right? So, if I'm, big half step, and then I have a little person under me, that means that they're falling underneath, my rhetoric. So when you go and say Lil Nas X, all I took was, I'm the opposite of everything that Nas stands for, which I don't even understand why you would want to go against Nas, because like, besides the fact that he probably can't really keep a real relationship with, like, hip hop wise, Like, you understand what I'm saying? Hip hop wise, niggas a goat. So when I feel like it was disrespectful from day one, and that's why I really didn't pay no attention. But Old Town Road kept coming on, like the way they had it, it was just, so eventually Old Town Road, I'm gonna, and and eventually it just caught on, like you couldn't help it. But I still was like, you need to change your name. And then I was like, don't call yourself Little X, because then that's almost kind of like that's DMX's nickname, and I don't do that either. So find another name that fits you, but none of these names. So anyway, so Old Town Road comes and goes, pandemic hits, or right before the pandemic hits, he announces that he's gay. Okay, cool, no problem. And then move no furniture. Then on top, then it's like, okay, oh wait, so y'all don't care that I'm gay? No, we don't care that you gay. Hell, who ain't gay nowadays? Like, I think the list is short on who's straight versus who's gay. And I know, don't attack me. What I'm saying is just that the agenda is that it's so normal to be gay now. It's nothing to hide. There's no reason to hide. There's no closet. The closet is see-through. Like, it's just, you're gay. I got on a red shirt. Like, you get what I'm saying? I'm a black woman. Like, what? I got on earrings. Like, it's norm now. It's not furniture moving. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, you're a black dude singing a country song and you're gay. So I guess because he didn't get enough, like, from it, you know what I'm saying? It's like, he kept on getting weirder and weirder. Again, I don't follow him. My kids don't follow him. We don't follow him. So, things go on. But then all of a sudden, it's like, you just started getting bolder. And I'm like, okay, first you Nicki Minaj this, because I feel like when he came out, which he never said that he was straight, but it's like you came out one way, then all of a sudden, but I'm gay. You know what I'm saying? Where with Nicki Minaj, hers was different. She came out like, I'm bi, I love bitches, and I'm carpet munching, and I'm down here doing all this. And the whole time, her dude that we thought was gay, her gay best friend, was really her man, and she probably ain't never even touched a woman besides a regular hug. Like, you know what I'm saying? But again, it's like, okay, so you came in, you're like, boom, I'm gay. All right, cool. You know what I'm saying? Then it's like you come in on this like, oh, Lil Nas X to insinuate like you hip hop, but then you go and you make a country song. So I feel like you pinked us, you know what I'm saying? Then it's like, now that you pinked us, and it's like, okay, we still don't care. Now it's like you're trying to like Marilyn Manson us, and it's like, now you taking it too far. So again, you got the homie name, okay? Like, you got the homie name. You came out with this the country road song, trying to capture America by being like the black dude who sings a country song, who just wants to be accepted. But then you turn around and you like Nicki Minaj's just to then turn around and pink us, and now go ahead and try to Marilyn Manson us. Where are you going with this? Like, what do you want? Like, I understand it's a pandemic and people are trying to get their money up, and but where are you going with this? Like, I don't understand where you're going. I don't understand where's your people? See, I always have questions. So I'm like, where's your people at? Are you doing this on your own? Is this something that that you cultivate on your own? Like, so are you're basically advertising Satan, and that's cool, that's your business, but why are you selling it to me and to my kids? And the reason why I'm saying this is because radio and all that don't control your kids, but you came out on some Disney pop shit, which means that a majority of your fan base is all these young ass people who are now following you because you came out with this pop ass, corny, bubblegum ass song. This is your fan base. Parents are sitting around thinking that you are quote unquote safe because you're like the little black guy who sings country songs. Hee hee ha. You understand what I'm saying? So they again think you're safe. You done been kids bopped and all that, right? Now all of a sudden you over here taking a turn, and again, it's your life, you grown, you do your thing. But who is your fan base? And who are you selling this to? Because my overgrown ass ain't listening to it. I'm not buying into it. I want you to go talk to your mother. Like, what's really going on with you? So it's like so basically America is trying to sell us on whatever this agenda is, and you in on it. It's like, you got the shoes with the 666. You got the pictures out, which I didn't even like finish looking at the pictures, because off top when I seen it I said, oh, whoa. Yeah, where the real men at? I need some integrity. I need some Timbs. I need some shoes. I need a dude whose hands is rough. I don't know. Like, I don't know. And I'm not saying like you gotta like have rough hands to be a man, but dude, the hair flip, the bending over with the devil behind you, like, dude, that was massive. That's too much. And your fan base, like I keep saying, is primarily children and young people, and it's like, what's your agenda? What are you trying to come across with? Like, what are you trying to sell me? Because at least with Marilyn Manson, that was his thing, that was his push, that's who he was. You didn't flipped it and turned it and flipped it and turned it, and I don't know who you are. I don't fuck with you, but it's just like, and I'm just thinking, like, where your people at? Where's your parents at? Where is somebody behind you telling you that this shit is wrong, or they letting you believe that this is okay? Because it's not. Like, you dead ass advertising Satan. Like, I don't care what religion you are. Everybody got a heaven, a God, or a hell, or a good place, a bad place, and you just advertising. I don't know. Just, I feel like we just gotta pay more attention to our kids, pay more attention to the agenda. We just gotta pay attention, because with this pandemic, it had everybody in the house, and we were able to take in a lot. And that's the thing, we were able to take in a lot. A lot of parents have been overwhelmed with working from home and all that other stuff, so actually monitoring what their kids are doing and listening to is like slim to none. And then you got this jackass out here all on Instagram, all on YouTube, all just out here in the media, just like on some bullshit, as if we don't already have to raise our kids with enough shit. Like, and then you go, and then again, and my biggest thing too is that when people Google Lil Nas X, and then they go and Nas pop up, it's like, because Lil Nas X is so completely out there, like, everybody that listens to him, they go and listen to Nas and be like, ugh, and they, like, you know what I'm saying? I realize that Nas is like the realest, and this nigga is whack as hell. I don't like it. Change your name, do something with it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Speaking of, I don't like it. If I love me some dance hall, Jamaica all day. That's me. My daddy, shout out. Yo, Movato's son got life. And I was floored, because I just knew he was going to get like 25. I thought they was going to give him a cool 25. You know, he was going to, and Vado was going to go out there, tour a little bit, get his coins up, you know what I'm saying, do another album or two, and, you know, basically get him to lawyer down, plead out, and get his baby up out of there. Now, I understand that his baby went out there and committed a crime, but just follow me on this. If you understand the Jamaica culture, dancehall culture, you understand that you got to pay to play, baby. And they've been coming for Vado. They've been coming from Vado since forever, and they've been trying to get him since forever. And when they couldn't get him, I feel like they got the son. You know, they got vibes, they got a lot of people, they just shook a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? It's like, again, if you know the country, you know, I said the country, if you know what I'm saying, because we from country saying that. But if you know how it is out there, you understand in the dance hall world that is really crazy, and it's just certain things that you have to do, certain guidelines you have to apply by. And even when you do leave and move to Florida, it doesn't mean that the same rules and guidelines don't apply, because majority of your fan base and your music and everything you do is still from back home. Now, from what I was told, his son stayed, basically Movado, and I think his wife and his kids or whatever, or set of his kids, they moved to Florida, but then he had like another set of kids and baby mama or whatever that still lived in Jamaica. And this is the son that ends up getting into the trouble. Now, it's hard, because it's like, again, we can tell our kids all day, don't be like us, don't follow behind us, you see what I do, but don't do it. But then it's also even harder when your father is Movado and his whole brand is, I'm a top shotter. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? I'll lay you down. I'll lay your whole family down, and I'm gonna fuck you, bitch. Like, if you listen to his lyrics, and again, I know I'm talking about hip hop, but again, dance hall, hip hop, it's all the same, and I'm gonna be talking about it all. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so I'll clarify that comment on another video, because I'm pretty sure somebody gonna say something about that too. But basically, you know what I'm saying? It's basically, I feel like I said, Movato's son, in a sense, was like a product of his environment. You have a father who walks around, I'm the top shotter, me do this, me not do that, you know what I'm saying, don't fuck with me, you know what I'm saying, I'll lay you down, whoop, wop, wop. And then you have your son who then has to like live up to this rhetoric, because he can't be all like soft, and you know what I'm saying, it's almost kind of sort of like a Will Smith, you know what I'm saying, versus his cousin, you know what I'm saying, like, you can't, you know what I'm saying, Carlton, like, you can't Will, you know what I'm saying, Will and Carlton, it's like, you can't do that, like, you know what I'm saying, like, if your father come across like he's a Don Dada, the top shot, it's like, you got to live up to that, because everywhere you go, people gonna test you, you know what I'm saying, people get tested on a regular basis, but you really gonna get tested when this the image that your father puts out. Now, needless to say, you know what I'm saying, the boy ain't innocent. You understand what I'm saying? But the whole life sentence for a kid who, in a sense, I'm not gonna say made a mistake, but I just feel like it's hella easy for you to make a decision based off of bad judgment. And I feel like, yes, he did take a life, but nigga, you ain't even give him a chance to even kind of regroup, to recant, to rehabilitate, to nothing. Like, this is a baby, and before he even understands what real life is like, his life is gone. No kids, no wedding, no nothing. There's a mother right now whose son is never coming home, and doing time in Jamaica ain't no joke. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's just sad. And I just feel like, growing up how I grew up, it's like gang culture, hood life, all that shit was mad glorified. But having had casualties and losing actual family members to the streets let you know that shit ain't nothing to fuck with. It's so Wu-Tang, nothing to fuck with. You know what I'm saying? It's a privilege in being able to be a civilian. It's a real privilege, a fucking privilege. And I think that a lot of our youth, they don't take that into consideration because it's glorified that the gang life, that the hood life, you know what I'm saying, is where it's at. You want to be somewhere, you want to get on, you got to start out here selling your dope, and then you go out there, you make you an album, and then you just become the next, you know what I'm saying, whatever. And that's what we put out there to these kids. And we don't put out there the fact that, like, gang life comes with these casualties. You got to put in work. You got to go out there and work shit. You got to do stuff that you don't like to do. You got to take penitentiary chances. There's going to be times you ain't going to be able to sleep at night because of the shit you did. We don't talk about them things. You know what I'm saying? And then these kids, they go out there and they glorify, or they think that they're, you know what I'm saying, living up to their rendition of what they think a man is or whatever. And then they get caught up in these situations. And instead of saying, let me just beat your ass, you know what I'm saying, or take your bitch, and it turns into, it turns into something else, and now this boy's doing life. And I feel like, again, I'm not saying that the crime doesn't fit the time, but I feel like they threw that L on there because of who the fuck his father was. And again, it was like, nigga, we wanted you, but since we couldn't get you, we got your son. How you like them apples? Hold that. All right, so then, speaking of street life, Bobby Schmurda, as we all know, he didn't got out. The hot nigga didn't got out. And I almost want to say he basically should have just stayed inside, because his parole terms is almost worse than signing a contract with Death Row. I mean, damn. Basically, you know what I'm saying? He can't do shit. His list of can'ts, basically what the system said was, nigga, since you want to be built for it tough, we gonna break it down, and this is how. So we know that you're a rapper, right? And we know that in order for you to make money, you gotta rap and do tours and all that. So check this out. You can't be around nobody gang affiliated. You can't go to no bars or clubs. You have an 8 o'clock curfew. No alcohol, no drugs. You have to keep a job, okay? But in order for you to keep a Oh, did you see where I was going with this? So your career basically isn't a real job. You don't have a real job. You don't have a real job. You ain't got no job. Who at the studio? The producer who's probably producing your song probably got more felonies than the law allow. Who's protecting you? How are you going to afford security? Security ain't about to take no bullet for you, baby. They going to get out the way. Security ain't going to take no bullet for you, but your mans will. Your day ones will. And who are they? Gang affiliate felons. People you can't be around. Okay? You go outside. You're Bobby Schmurda. Mad people want to take pictures with you because you Bobby Schmurda. Mad people want to take you down because you Bobby Schmurda. Where you work at? Where you gonna go work at? McDonald's? You gonna go work in a call center? Like, what you gonna do? And you have to do this for 5 years. 5 years, right? So you went in but with a budding career, and then you get out and they still stifle your career. Them niggas said, yo, you ain't gonna tell? Oh, you think you tough? Oh, you think you gonna say 10 toes down? Let me show you how we do it. Welcome to America. Meanwhile, we got this bitch ass nigga Tekashi running around here like he a motherfucking rock star. Yeah, I said it just like that. Hella unladylike. Because that's how mad it makes me. Like, basically, the rhetoric that I'm getting is, it is now against the law to be solid. There are no more rules. There's no more rules to this shit no more. You get caught up, you snitch on your mans. Period. These are the new rules that they're basically telling us to live by. You get caught, you snitch on your man. Somebody do something you don't like, snitch on their ass. You whatever it is basically like just every man for itself, but make sure that you self-preservation, but not in the scheme of staying 10 toes down, stay in the code, the rules, the law. All that's gone. They want us all like 6ix9ine now. And if you're not like 6ix9ine, you're gonna get punished like Schmurda. And that's what I get out of that. If you're not gonna do what I say, then this is how we're gonna treat you. Because for 5 years, what is this man supposed to do? Now it's cool, Quavo held him down while he was in jail and whatnot, but Quavo gotta do his own thing. What is this man supposed to do? Okay, you can go in the studio and rap, but who in there recording your album? You just at home in the bathroom like, oh, it's studio. Like, who you gonna have in your video? What okay, best yet, let's just say like you able to work around all that. You record in your bathroom, you know what I'm saying? You able to have the producer send you shit so you ain't got to be around them. You ain't got to worry about security because you know you done isolated yourself away, and you know